What up? What up? What up? Rec League Podcast, man. Episode number 22. The Walmart podcast, no doubt, man. We are not your first choice, but we do got a little bit of everything. And I'm not gonna front though. Today, we really just got movies. Cause we recap Comic Con. Eric Stigman, Nick Goodman come through. We go through Comic Con, like I said. But it's there's no NBA news. There's nothing NFL to really talk about. So there's no sports. I'm not heavy on baseball. I'm not heavy on anything else really. And then I do want to talk about that Nas. I do want to talk about that Big Crit. But I also want other opinions. I want to get Legacy. I want to get Old Man Lawrence in here to bounce off. You know what I mean? To have a constructive, discussion and review about those albums. So I'm going to hold off on that. So really, this episode is really just going to be Comic-Con recap. And I'll throw some bars in at the end. But that's it. And it's still going to be a lengthy episode. So, I mean, it's not like it's going to be like a half-hour long episode. Like, this is still going to be a lengthy episode. Like, Comic-Con had a lot to talk about. And of course, y'all know I got poll questions, man. Like, last weekend, the week Lion King came out, I didn't do any poll questions. So, I just got the poll questions for last week. And obviously, I did a Comic-Con related question. Comment what you're most excited about. What Comic-Con news are you most excited about? Comment, unavailable answers. My choices were trailers. There was an It trailer. There was a Top Gun trailer. There was a Jay and Silent Bob reboot trailer. And then there's Halloween news for upcoming Halloween movies. There's news about a Batman Beyond complete Blu-ray box set. And obviously there was the MCU panel in Hall H Saturday night. Shockingly, Halloween wins this poll. Didn't see this coming. This is not what I thought was going to win. Halloween wins at 50%. Trailers in MCU got 25%. All the apologies in the world to Batman Beyond because it got no votes. Like, if I could go back, I would have voted for Batman Beyond. But, on my personal page, you can't vote on your own poll. So on the Rec League page, it ain't no votes. But on my personal page, when I retweet those polls, yes, I vote on my own stuff. And I would have voted for Batman Beyond. Because I'm hyped for Batman Beyond, but I am a little more hyped for the MCU stuff. And then Tarantino just came out with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Still, which is your favorite Tarantino movie? Comment unavailable choices. Obviously, you can say that your favorite is whatever your favorite is, but my choices were Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill, Inglourious Basterds, and Django Unchained. Pulp Fiction wins this at 50%. Kill Bill and Bastards tie at 19%. Django got 12%. Yeah, and like obviously it's all opinion. There's no wrong answers, and I'm not at all surprised that Pulp Fiction won. If we about to jump off into recent releases, first on Blu-ray, in between episodes, Shazam came out, and then the Titans, the DC Universe Season 1 of Titans came out that same week. This past week, Hellboy came out, Missing Link came out, and Alita Battle Angel came out. Upcoming this week, Shout Factory is releasing Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, and Longshot with Seth Rogen comes out. It seems fast, but it's really been like the standard 3 months. I mean, it's practically August. And then the week after, I think is August 6th, Detective Pikachu comes out, and I think Batman Hush comes out. There's been like conflicting reports on the Batman Hush release date. It's either August 6th or August 13th. I hope it's the 6th because that's one of my more anticipated releases. As far as theatrically, I mean, we know like the Lion King, the live action Lion King came out. It's already made so much money that everybody in the world's already seen it. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood came out. Both of those reviews are on my personal Randy Little YouTube channel. Hobbs and Shaw comes out next weekend, and then the weekend after that, The Kitchen comes out. So, stay tuned for all of that. When I come back and flip this right quick, I'm gonna have guests. We're gonna talk Comic-Con, and then I'll close out the show with some bars, man. Rec League Podcast. And as promised, I got my regular dudes, Eric Sigmund, Nick Goodman. I had a fourth lined up, but obviously that didn't go down. We gonna recap Comic-Con. That's what I did in the first episode I did a year ago, and that's what we're gonna do now. A lot of news and stuff came out of Comic-Con. We could talk, like, I want to touch on, like, what I remember. You know, life happens. I wasn't just sitting there obsessing about Comic-Con for a week and a half. And if there's anything y'all want to bring up at the end, we can touch on that too. But Thursday, a few trailers dropped, right? There was the It Chapter 2 trailer, Jay and Silent Bob reboot trailer, and then the Top Gun trailer. Did I miss any?
Those are the more important ones. You didn't miss.
Those were like the big, like the kind of.
I thought the It trailer was like, I compare it to like the very first teaser for Chapter 1. Like, that's the It trailer that I wanted before this movie. Like, I'm jacked. I'm ready to go. The Jay and Silent Bob trailer was hilarious, and there has to be cameos that didn't get spoiled in that trailer. And then I thought Top Gun was a solid tease. Eric, man, start us off. What'd you think?
All right, starting off with the It trailer. So the teaser one was decent.
Yeah.
But like you said, this one has you really, I'll be cool with them not releasing anything else to spoil it. And I'm really excited because did we hear about the running time?
Yeah. God, pack a lunch.
I think I saw. Yeah. Is it Tarantino long?
2 hours and 50 minutes.
50?
Yeah. 2 hours and 55.
Let's go.
Yeah. So now I'm really excited because that's not really standard for a horror movie.
No.
And I'm like, wow, because the length of it can't be that much that was spoiled in the trailer.
2 hours and 50 minutes.
2 hours and 50.
I swear to you guys, I host the podcast.
Yep, and so like I said, because of that, and the trailer, I'm really excited. So
there's got to be a lot from the book then.
Mm-hmm. And that's how it should be,
Yeah.
It's.
I'm like I think last show, maybe the show before, I told y'all that I've been in that audio book, and I think I'm right before the kids' final confrontation. And I just wanted to share where I'm at in the book because I'm hyped for the movie now. Well, I've been hyped for the movie, but it goes without saying.
Yeah, then of course the movie was always going to be rated R, but it's you look at what it's rated R for, it's a little more.
It's going to be rated R?
Yeah.
Really?
I think one of the things is crude sexual content or something.
Oh, because if we get deeper into the scene with the old lady from the first trailer, it's gonna get gross.
So that's what I was leaning toward. But yeah, it's a whole bunch of factors that it's getting me more and more excited about it. And James McAvoy and what's her name?
Who still sounds British.
Right. So James McAvoy and the redhead, I'm sorry.
Jessica Chastain.
I'm subconsciously trying to block out because of Dark Phoenix. But
hey, she wasn't a redhead in Dark Phoenix though.
That is true. She was a blonde. Can't have more than one redhead in the movie.
Right?
It wasn't really her. It was
right. The aliens. But no, that's it for it. But what was it? Jay and Silent Bob, the Strikes Back reboot. and that I'm super excited about because I don't know if you remember there was a period of time when Kevin Smith was trying to make the Mallrats sequel. He was trying to make what else was there?
Clerks 3.
Clerks 3, but they all fell through for various reasons. Then this got announced. I'm like, yeah, that's probably gonna fall through too. And then boom, get the trailer, which looks good.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you all saw the in Hall H, they took over after the MCU. Kevin Smith had a presentation, and he tells a story about Ben Affleck, and it's a really touching story. But,
they went like an extended time without speaking, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I heard it was like they had a falling out, but like the way he told it didn't. It just kind of sounded like they
drifted apart.
And it was kind of like passive aggressive, like I don't know. I guess we're not friends anymore. And then it just kind of came back. It was like they realized, like, hey, remember Dogma? Like that was awesome. Let's
right.
And so
it's like he was saying he was chasing Amy. This guy sleeping on his couch and stuff like that, and but no, I'm glad that happened because I'm curious to see how they're gonna work him into the movie because Smith himself said he wasn't written into it and he gave what would have been his character's role to somebody else, but the trailer looks funny. You know, Kevin Smith knows how to do funny, and all of these cameos, it's amazing for this movie. Couldn't have had that big a budget.
Nah. Like these were all like, hey, we're friends. Like, do me the solid.
Right, and Chris Hemsworth is in the movie, you know, and
he seems cool enough that he would do the favor though.
Mm-hmm. And you know that's awesome. You like to see stuff like that in this Hollywood. And old crazy, I can't make a movie without trying to kill myself. Tom Cruise with Top Gun. Like, so we'll all agree that this guy is really flying that damn jet.
I would not doubt it.
100% he's flying the jet and jumping out of it or doing what he's got to do.
But I don't know. Is it considered a career resurgence? Because he technically never went anywhere. He just switched it up.
Yeah, Tom Cruise has always been killing it. I think he had that rough patch. I think where not even a rough patch. He just like wasn't working with Paramount and had a couple like lesser critical release movies. But it's like once like what I want to say Ghost Protocol. Once that came back out, like he just back on top.
Yeah, because he never had
something. It's almost like they report. It's like you forgot Tom Cruise was the man. And it's like, no, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
This man who we need to celebrate this man who just isn't around very often. It's like he's doing all these things and it's like, well, he does a movie like every maybe 2 years. Like he's always something. They're just like, you don't appreciate Tom Cruise. Here he is jumping out of a plane. It's like, who doesn't appreciate Tom Cruise?
He's pushing 60 about to do back-to-back Mission Impossible movies where he might die.
I think he's one of the rare, like, huge A-list actors who's never had a rock bottom, you know?
Yeah.
Like, even when he did the couch thing, like, that was promoting War of the Worlds.
The War of the Worlds, right.
Giant hit. Like, that didn't hurt that movie.
Mm-hmm. I think that made more people go see it.
Yeah, and then, like, the year after that, he did Mission Impossible 3, which was, like, big enough.
But no, this Top Gun, so it's Top Gun Maverick.
Everybody's wanted this movie since before Tony Scott passed.
Yeah. That's the only downer part about it. But it looks awesome, and I'm thinking IMAX all the way with that last shot with him and I don't see any lesser format.
Val Kilmer's coming back. Who else is coming back from the original? Is it just him?
I think that's it so far. I think, and it's just focusing on the younger.
Miles Teller's Anthony Edwards' son.
Who was that, Nick? Oh, Meg Ryan. Where is she?
He has to come back. They haven't announced it. Like, Val Kilmer, and like, I don't want to be mean. So like this, if we all get super famous and this comes out later, like I don't want to be like Val Kilmer can't talk.
I was gonna get on that.
It's like okay, cute that he's in the movie or whatever. But like Meg Ryan has to be in the movie if we're dealing with Goose's son. Like,
Yeah.
what's Val Kilmer gonna do in the movie?
Yeah. For anybody that doesn't know, he
Nostalgia
had
casting.
the cancer scare, and then now his he got better, but his he said his vocal cords and his tongue is swollen, and he
That's-
sounds
Oh,
like
damn.
a high pitched Patton in his
That's why
words.
he's in Jay and Silent
Yeah.
Bob 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's like adorable. Like, he was like, maybe I could be Silent Bob's cousin or something like that. Kevin Smith was like, I've got a great role for you. Like, I think that's awesome. Like,
Blunt
Right.
man.
having him in that character. But like, what's he gonna? And like, no offense, I don't want to be mean. What is he
Too
gonna
late.
do to the Top Gun sequel?
Yeah, it's
Unless
I don't know. Who knows? He probably got better, or they're gonna do some ADR in post production.
that movie, The Snowman, that came out like 2 years ago with Michael Fassbender.
Yeah,
That
the movie
was-
here is not quite good.
It was not
Yeah.
great. But Val Kilmer, like, one of the worst things about it was there's a subplot of Val Kilmer's like a detective, and his voice is dubbed over with like another voice,
Hmm.
and it's not even like
Not even
past.
close.
It's like that's not Val Kilmer talking. And I'm like, why would they have just got a different actor for that? Or like let Val Kilmer rest, let him get better.
The Snowman was that Serenity-esque movie that I wanted to see, but just didn't after I heard how bad it was.
I would say it wasn't as bad as Serenity, but it wasn't good. I think it landed on my worst that year.
Oh,
But-
wait a minute. We're scrapping Comic-Con because Eric was supposed to watch Serenity.
Oh,
Oh, nah, yeah, I didn't watch it, not yet, but trust me, I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
now that I know it's free, I kind of want to
Yeah.
share everyone. I like.
Yeah.
I want to like.
But I am gonna watch it. Don't worry,
Okay.
because I'm curious.
Back to Comic-Con.
Yeah, but no, Top Gun. Yeah, because it was basically a teaser. Had him
Yeah,
at the jet
definitely
scenes
still a year
and him-
away.
Yeah, but it's definitely, it looks awesome. And yeah, who's the Tom Cruise, the captain, Ed Harris. I guess he's the admiral or something.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't think
But it-
there's
it
anybody in the
looks good.
military really that old. There might be.
Yeah, Ed Harris is what, 70? Mm.
Yeah, at least like pushing it if he's not.
He's
Yeah.
been around the
He knows
block.
Older actors.
No, but as far as those trailers,
Out of there.
yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts. Is as far as what we can remember according to those trailers. But yes.
Nick, what'd you think?
All right, I'll try to keep brief. It Chapter 2, I like the first trailer enough, but like seeing it in theaters, it's just, I feel like we talked about it before, like it's kind of weird. Like it's like a long scene and then like a little trailer.
Yeah.
I think this one just worked better as a trailer. It got me, I was already, like I didn't need another one. Like it's just one of those movies I was already excited for. So
Is there really an iconic moment from like the adult version of the miniseries or even the book? I don't know if her revisiting her childhood home would be that to put that scene in there. Maybe the dinner.
isn't there like a crab or a spider or something like that?
Yes.
I've only ever seen the old.
I mean, that's the very end though.
So I'm like, give me the crab or whatever.
I know he's talking about the crab at the dinner table that comes out fortune cookie, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, like it's multiple grossness.
Multiple things.
One crab. This is gonna be so good. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what in Chapter 2. I'm excited. I'm glad, even though like it seemed like Warner Brothers was gonna skip Comic-Con like all the guy. I'm glad we still got a trailer for that.
Mm-hmm.
Jay and Silent Bob. It's another one like it could have looked stupid, and it does, but like it could have just looked bad. I'd still watch it.
Yeah.
It seems like it's coming to theaters, right? It's not going to be a Netflix.
Oh, it's coming to theaters. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I'm
coming.
excited about
Limited at the least.
I'm excited about that because I used to like. I remember going to see Clerks 2 in the theater with my friend, and it was like felt like a rite of passage. Like we were like 16. It was like fine. It's like we can go see that like the new Jay and Silent Bob like in a movie. Like we can go see this, and it's gonna be great. And that's been 2006. Like that was the last time there's been any. So just for that, and how many times I've watched all those movies, and like just like they're like a part of me. It's like maybe I'm taking it too. I'm absolutely taking it too seriously, but it's like seeing those characters again, like from all the other movies, and seeing like what they're doing now, or like now that they're all like in their 40s. So even if it sucks, and like it'll probably be stupid, but I'm excited for that. I lost my mind over the Top Gun trailer. I was in my car and I like saw that was the new update, and I like pulled into a random parking lot and like watched. I was like, oh my god! And like I thought the trailer was great. Like as a teaser, I thought it was fantastic. Like doesn't really show you anything about the plot other than like, you know, Maverick is just probably too old to be where he's at, but he's just feeling the need too often. So that was like the highlight of that day for me. Like I went home and like I started sending that to people. I was like, guys, and they're like, I don't even think I'd seen Top Gun 1. And I was like, shut up, no. Like, and it to people, I was like, look, he's back. So yeah, I'm like, that's like day one, maybe even like Thursday night. Like I can't wait for Gun 2.
I was at work. Yeah, I was at work telling guys about the It trailer, about the Jay and Silent Bob trailer, and then somebody walks in. Did you see the Top Gun trailer? What? Yeah.
I don't like. And also it was kind of a surprise. Like, had they even announced that they were going to do anything with that? I know Tom Cruise being there was a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
See, that's like if I'd have been there, like Tom Cruise had walked out, I would have freaked out. Like that's how you know, like, make fun of Tom Cruise. Everybody likes Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I would have lost my mind. I'd have just, but I wouldn't have known why he was there. I wouldn't have thought Top Gun. I'd have been like, oh my god, Mission Impossible, something.
Right.
But
and
yeah,
then I guess we can go Halloween next. There was no trailers, and the rumors sounded outlandish, but I was down for David Gordon Green to come back and direct back-to-back Halloween sequels that were supposedly going to come out like within weeks of each other next October. That's not what they announced. Halloween Kills comes out next October. Halloween Ends comes out the following October. And supposedly, this is going to end the franchise, from what I understand. David Gordon Green's coming back to direct both. Danny McBride is still writing. Supposedly they start shooting later this year. Nick, start off this time, man. What do you think about the Halloween news?
I'm stoked enough. I think I'm in the small boat of people that like I didn't lose my mind over last year's Halloween. I liked it enough, but a lot of it was just kind of like more of the same for me. Like I don't know, like, you know, kids drinking at parties and stuff. And I guess kind of an homage to the old stuff. So you want to, you know, too serious or too like, I don't know. I liked it. I didn't lose my mind. So I wasn't like, you know, clawing my eyes out for like Halloween news. Like I knew there was going to be a sequel somewhere.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It's definitely interesting that they have it mapped out. Like they know that they've got this story enough that they're going to do 2 more movies. They've got the Machete rip-off titles, which is interesting. Halloween in space. Like, that's going to come.
That's the Comic-Con news I really wanted, a Machete 3 announcement.
How did they do that? Like, yeah, I would have been more excited for that. Like, that would have been like, dude, Machete in space.
Watching Grindhouse got me wanting to watch the Machete movies.
Yeah, and then Rutger Hauer died, and I was like, oh, I want to do the shotgun now.
Yeah.
I might still do that. I just got to go get that off my shelf. But anyway. But I'm stoked enough. Like, I'm like, give me a trailer. Give me more news. Like, just an announcement doesn't usually, like...
Yeah, it's like...
Chandelier. Like, I'm like, okay, yeah.
They cut back to the fire, and he was gone. We knew this was coming.
Yeah. You didn't see him, like... And even in... It doesn't, like, you see him die, it doesn't matter. In H2O, he got his head cut off.
Yeah.
Like, I just remember being like 8 or 9, just being like, wow, they did that. They killed him. They didn't.
And then Greed brought him back.
He came back.
Yeah, so I, like, you can, like, Jamie Lee Curtis can, like, officially, like, end her story. End the Laurie Strode story. money.
I always liked H2O. I always thought H2O
Yeah.
was like a
Good.
CGI mask and all. I got love
Yeah.
for H2O.
I always thought it was cool. Like, she was like, you know, in hiding for 20 years, but like trying to lead a normal life. To me, that made more sense than having one shitty night in the 70s and then living in the woods for 40 years. Like, it was like, I'm not trying that hard as everyone
But
around.
you know, PTSD is a powerful thing.
Maybe.
Tis true.
I mean, you gotta think about it. Think of how hard it hits military personnel, and she was just some teenager, you know?
Yeah.
So
I
that's
thought that's Halloween. The original.
yeah.
But that just like in general, like I don't like if you're gonna make a sequel that like ignores all previous sequels, like it's gotta be like good. Like for me to just ignore
Like Leprechaun Returns.
Exactly like Leprechaun Returns. I'm like, Leprechaun Returns, you're just ignoring that he went to space. Like he traveled to space. Like that was and Las Vegas, like he had all those things. I was like, I'm supposed to pretend he didn't do these things.
Just back up to Minnesota or wherever.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I guess. I actually didn't, like, just an aside, when I watched that, like, a couple months ago, I had no idea that it was, like, a direct sequel to the original, so I ended up, like, just seeing the guy, what's his name? Like, the fat guy? Like, that just made me, like
yeah.
I was like, I had no idea. That sucked, but, like, it made me...
Blast from the past.
Yeah, like, I was like, holy shit. But anyway, yeah, that's me. Halloween, stoked. It was not my, like, biggest thing at a Comic-Con, which is why I thought your poll results were a little strange.
They were.
Like, I was just like, oh, cool. Nice. Wow. Back-to-back double sequels.
Yeah.
Seems to be a trend in the 2020s. That's about as far into it as I thought. I was like, nice. But I guess people are excited, so that's cool.
But then they kind of teased something with the granddaughter.
Guess. They're all bad.
I don't know, like, they just, like, that's how, like, movies will, like, show, like, one frame of, oh, she's, like, fondling the knife. Maybe she's bad.
I don't even remember that. So they did a bad job doing that.
If that's what they were going for.
They did a bad
Yeah,
job.
they'll probably ignore it. I'm blowing smoke.
That whole movie, like, I enjoyed, and, like, coming out of it, I was like, that was pretty cool. I don't know. Like, there's something about it, like, I didn't get what all the hype was about. Like,
Yeah.
It was just hype, like, Michael's back, and he's better than ever. And I was like, I guess so. I don't know.
He squashed a head, and there were some pretty gruesome kills. I think that's what the hype was. I had it high-ish on my list last year, and then it kind of dropped after like the November, December stuff came out.
I'll rewatch it. I might rewatch it this Halloween, knowing that there's another one coming out.
I'm gonna try to.
Next year. I might wait and watch it next year.
I watched Zombieland last year. I'm watching it again this year, so I'll do the same with Halloween.
We'll see. I'll probably do the same with Halloween. I rewatch a lot of movies at Halloween time, so this is important. This is breaking news. I'll probably watch Halloween twice.
Eric, what you think?
Now, about the Halloween, I hear Nick on this basically was an announcement. It's not really much to get excited about. It's it's just an announcement, but I'm curious, not necessarily excited. So I probably liked Halloween 2018 a little more than Nick, and I understand.
I sound like I'm shit on it.
No, we understand that. But the hype around it, I can see where it comes from. I mean, you got to think about how the character of Michael Myers, the Halloween franchise was treated up until that point.
With care. Nothing but equals fact.
Busta Rhymes doing karate.
So, the Rob Zombie movies, I don't think they're horrible, but it's still Rob Zombie movies. You know, that's me. Let me take that back, because Rob Zombie, I think he does have a masterpiece, and I think The Devil's Rejects is an awesome movie. But I don't think he should have tackled the Halloween franchise. And even before that, you had the Ruin trilogy of Halloween 4, 5, and 6.
Gross.
Yeah, or Halloween, more so Halloween 5 and 6 is when they introduced it, and it's
grosser.
And you go back, it's like
5. I'm like the only person in the world that likes Halloween 5.
Is
the Thorn movies.
Even some of the filmmakers who worked on it don't even like it. It's crazy. And Halloween is unique as in their separate continuities. It's Halloween 1 and 2, then there's Halloween 4, 5, and 6, then there's H2O and Resurrection, then Rob Zombie, and now this one. It's how many separate? And I think it's one of the few franchises that is unique like that. So I think 2018 Halloween, they brought, lack of a better term, integrity back to the character. Is yeah, but think about it. It's what's with the Ruin stuff? It was always meant to be simple, and they explained it in the first movie. And they got caught up in trying to give him an explanation on why he's evil. But the Dr. Loomis character said it the best in the first movie. He's purely and simply evil. That's your explanation.
Yeah.
And then they start bringing all this ruin and curse, and it didn't need to go all silly like that. And that's what I mean by bringing integrity back to it. They're going back to the roots, keeping it simple. It's a sequel to an independent horror movie from the 70s. He's a evil serial killer wearing a William Shatner mask, and he's obsessed with a babysitter. And yeah, they took it to, they brought it back to that after it went. I'm surprised you talk about all these Leprechauns and Jason and Pinhead going to space. I'm surprised Michael Myers didn't go to space. All this crap they were trying to come up with.
I'd pay admission for that.
We got 2 movies coming out.
But now going back to that is
space.
Yeah, and like what Nick said, it's not Halloween 2018 wasn't excellent, wasn't an amazing movie. It was good.
Yeah,
I like any excuse to make a new slasher movie. Like, I thought Hellfest was about as good as the newer Halloween. Like, maybe not as good, like close enough.
Close up there.
But I'm like, give me an excuse for like a new slasher movie, and I'm probably gonna go see it anyway.
Yeah.
Like a legit one in the theater. But
there you go. But like I said, I think I mentioned I was cautious a bit because hoping that history doesn't repeat itself, hoping they don't get carried away. And Michael Myers was part of another cult. Just keep it simple.
He was.
And there's a rumor.
Those influences in the insane asylum.
Yeah.
They got to him.
And supposedly there's a rumor. It's way too early to know, but people speculating that they might do a Halloween 1 and 2, have the movies be one right after the other, timeline wise, like starting 5 minutes apart from each other, something like that.
I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah, that would be. But
find out that he's her brother again, because that's an awesome twist that we're just throwing away.
Yeah,
it's like like an explosive twist in part 2. Like,
you know what? That's one of the few things I actually didn't hate that they did with the character. Is that twist? I like that actually.
Yeah.
In the original Halloween 2?
The original Halloween 2. Now.
Yeah. I like the original Halloween 2 more than the one last year. Just like that much.
Like by Halloween 2, you're wondering. It's like it'd be easy to just be like, slasher rules. He's just chasing her because we got equal to make money. But like, if you're sitting and wondering, it's like, why is he obsessed with her so much? And then you find out it's like, oh, that's her brother, and it's like.
But that also spawned the other sequels in the Bloodline and all that.
Yeah, it's funny how that.
Need the 4, 5, and 6 with the. Even though like 4's fine, to me 5 is fine. The only one that like flat out is like bad is 6. The one
Thank you, Paul Rudd.
Like, yeah, that one is not good. like at all. Like even
No.
Resurrection to me has like fun moments.
You mean
Like-
Paul Thomas Rudd?
Yeah, Paul Thomas Rudd one, it like bad almost start to finish. Like
But the question is, which version did you see?
I've only ever seen the original. I've never
theatrical.
seen the producer's cut.
Whichever one's in the Shout Factory box set.
That
Yeah,
technically is
I got
both
it.
of them.
I just don't feel right spending money like buying that producer's cut Blu-ray.
I think it's $5 now. to be honest.
Maybe if I can find it or something, like I'll watch it the next time I run through them. That'd be the only time I'd ever watch that, is just doing another run through, like
Yeah.
1-7.
And you know what? I guess we have a couple of years. I recommend that you check it out because it's a better bad movie.
I've heard it's like considerably better.
Yeah, it makes more sense in that continuity, but it's still a bad movie, and it doesn't have all of that MTV quick cut and flash, that seizure inducing editing, and it's a better bad movie, but still a bad movie. But yeah, but you see how it's just how the conversation just talking about the Halloween just went off to separate things. That's just how the series went. It's so convoluted. But another thing I liked, you speak about the hype, Nick, and it had to do with the movie. I think the hype, but not they brought John Carpenter back.
Yeah.
You know that
But
lent itself.
that one was
Right.
immediate. That was like one of my favorite things about the newer one. Was like
Right.
the cues. It was like
Exactly.
stuff like that is like dorky to freak out. But it's like
Nah, that's one of the all-time best scores in any movie ever.
Yeah, no, that's not dorky at all. That's and that definitely lends itself to the hype machine of the movie. And you got to give like Blumhouse, they basically came to him and say, hey, we're gonna do this movie with or without you. And you know, and they didn't even have to do that. And I'm glad that he did. And
Yeah.
he came on with his music and got a producer's credit and basically consulted on the movie. And
I think the new Terminator is going to be like as good as that Halloween, where it's like.
I hope so. That means it'll be better than.
Kinda got James Cameron back.
Yeah, I hope so. James Cameron is worried about his blue Smurfs.
Yeah, that's
No
also,
shit.
Before we, that's also there's more news about Terminator in Comic-Con.
Oh
There was
yeah,
a trailer.
but
Edward Furlong coming back.
Do 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 do.
and I heard
Yeah,
something
that's
about
cool.
that. I don't know if we're gonna discuss it on the podcast.
Yeah,
but,
we touch
but
on it at
anyway-
the end.
But anyway, the Halloween, that's my thought. I'm curious, but I'm not. I'm kind of like Nick on that. I'm not necessarily really excited. And the 2018 movie was decent, passable. And but it's something else I wanted to share that I like. You talk about Jamie Lee Curtis, and it was doing her rounds of promoting the movie from last year. And she's a respected actress. She's been in like a bunch of
Really?
stuff, right? But she said something that was pretty awesome. This knucklehead, he was confused about who Michael Myers was, and I think he called him Jason or something, and she just snapped at him. she like,
No,
oh,
my killer
Oh.
knows how to swim
Yeah,
and drive.
he can survive fire and water.
yeah.
All the elements.
But to have an actress of her caliber and her celebrated career, and she said, I think most of it is a quote. She said, "I know who I am," and she said, "When I die, the headline is gonna read Halloween actress passes away." And I'm like, man, you know that's pretty
Like-
cool that she owns it like that, you know.
Probably because I mean she's been in a lot of great movies and she's great
Right.
in pretty much everything. But like she had one iconic role. Like that's
Mhm.
probably it. It's like when Schwarzenegger dies, they'll probably refer to him as like legendary Terminator actor,
Pregnant
Yeah.
man from
Like-
Junior.
Jingle All the Way actor, Schwartz.
Mr. Freeze himself.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's but no, that's cool. Yeah, they could come in a lot of different angles with Arnold, bodybuilding, Terminator.
President
Former
from The
governor.
Simpsons.
Collateral Damage Legend. It's like, I don't remember that movie.
Expendable actor.
Yeah, expendable
cameo actor. But no, that's my thoughts on that. It's
Hercules in New York.
Yeah. Wow, that's hilarious.
That's what I'm here for.
No, but that's my thoughts on that. It's a wait and see situation for me, and of course the hype. The closer we get to it, when we actually get stills and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Basically, the only other announcement was Nick Castle is coming back, probably as in another cameo. I don't even think they mentioned recasting of the Jude Courtney dude who played Michael Myers for most of the movie. I mean, it's still so fresh. It's just an announcement.
But they have to switch up the Michael Myers actor like they've done in every movie.
They have to change his mask for no discernible purpose.
Yeah.
I hope they don't do that. The mask is right there. They got the mold and it's
that mask was probably one of the best parts overall.
Right. And
once it gets there, like once we're like a couple months away or whatever, we have a trailer or whatever, I'm gonna forget all this. I'm gonna be the biggest Halloween fan. Like, how stoked are we for Michael Myers coming back?
But it's that's understandable because it's just an announcement. There's nothing to be excited about.
Yeah.
They could cancel it a month later. Like, oh man, we're not gonna do it.
True. I've seen announcements for things that never happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no, that's it for me about that.
All right, next is something we can really just breeze over because nobody cares. It got 0 votes on the poll. They're bringing Batman Beyond. The entire Batman Beyond series is getting a box set. I think at the end of October. I don't think I've seen one episode of Batman Beyond. I'm excited. I'm buying it. Which I think Nick, you go in second because of those facial reactions. Eric, you hyped for this Batman Beyond?
Yes. And let me ask you, you've never seen that episode. Have you seen one of the best, most underrated of anything, Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's good.
So get that.
I was in the Chappelle show in WWF and Girls when Batman Beyond came out.
Yeah, I also was into all that, but also
paying for that now.
No, but seriously, Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker, the original version, because they have an edited version. But no, Batman Beyond is, I don't know why that's so under the radar. It was a great show, and I think it went off way too early.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why people want it and still want that to be made into a feature movie. And the fantasy is having Michael Keaton as the older Batman and some younger actor.
I'd be down.
Yeah, but no, I'm down if it has a nice restoration on his Blu-ray. It's just an underrated show. I don't know why.
Supposedly, if it sells enough copies, they're down to do more seasons.
Yeah, and even if they don't, I'm happy for the Blu-ray, and hopefully they. Yeah, speaking of Batman: Return of the Joker, I don't think that's on Blu-ray. I mean, is it, Nick?
I think there is.
Really? I wasn't aware. Yeah, because I still have the DVD from back in the day.
I have it because I had a DVD that I hated. It was like a double feature of that and Batman.
Mr. Freeze one.
Batwoman.
Oh, the Batman. Yeah.
It was just the regular Return of the Joker, but it's like I always liked that movie that I wanted to own it. It came out on Blu-ray 2010, 2011, something like that. Like in its own with the original uncut version.
There you go.
So I bought that like an adult. And no, it's really good. It's not like masterpiece level, but it's like worthy of comparison. Like when you watch Mask of the Phantasm.
Yeah.
Bro, it's like maybe not quite that good, but they took it seriously the way they took those two. It's not just like made for TV movie.
Right. That's another reason why. Because Mask of the Phantasm itself, I think, is one of the best Batman movies, live action or animated.
Period.
So, period. For real. But no, but this Batman Beyond set, any casual Batman fan should have it. And especially if you're a hardcore fan. But no, that's it. I'm excited for it. I say buy it. And the more people buy it, the more Batman stuff they're gonna restore and release.
Yeah. Nick, have you already pre-ordered it?
I don't pre-order things because I feel like the price is gonna drop.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, then I'll be like, all right, I'll go get it. I'm like, I don't want to say I'm more excited than last year, but like, I already had all the Batman animated series, the DVD box sets, and like, that was a lot of time and money that like I put in like getting those. So it's like when they announced this big Blu-ray box set, I was almost like,
yeah, just sick.
I was like, do I need it? Like, you know, I put all this money into that. So I made it like a week, like not even. Like it came out that Tuesday, and I was like, you know what? I'll wait for Christmas, and maybe I'll drop some hints, and somebody will get it for me. I made it like maybe a week, and I ordered it, and I was like, sorry.
Christmas came in November.
Yeah, like, but I never bought. I have the whole Superman animated series. I think I have the whole Justice League thing, like from that same era. I never bought any of the seasons of Batman Begins, and I've wanted to. Like every time I'm at like a store, like a used store or something, I see them, I'm like,
I'm gonna let it slide that
I'll
you
pick
said
it up,
Batman
I'll be like,
Begins.
So like, I never did that, but I'm definitely gonna buy this, whether it's on sale, expensive, whatever. Like I know I'm gonna finally own it. So that's cool to me.
Dude, as crappy as the Walmart is, that's like right down the street, they have this Batman Beyond DVD box set that makes eye contact with me every time I see it, and it just says, "Why haven't you bought me yet?" And
it's like $40.
Yeah.
Like,
and now that the Blu-ray is coming out, I'm gonna pull the trigger. And my geek ass did pre-order it because when the box set came out last year, I couldn't find one. I couldn't find one on release day. They were already all gone, and I had to wait like 2 weeks. Woe is me.
Yeah, yes. I spent $100 on the animated series, which I would never normally do.
Yeah.
Like that's just to me, that's a lot of money on one thing. Like, no matter what it is, that's worth $100. But I was like, no. And then like maybe a week or two later, I went to Best Buy, and not only did they have it, but they had it for $80. And I was like, $20, you know, but you would have thought I was like, had just been robbed, like somebody stole my copy, and like I just went in there and was like, I was so mad. I like sent Amazon a letter, like I was like, where the fuck did y'all get off? And like, they didn't do anything.
No,
I was so mad. I was like,
no,
please, if you cared about your customers, you would let me price match this. And they're like,
we don't. Look at all our money.
Like you bought it weeks ago. I was like,
but
that doesn't matter to me.
But also, I think it'll definitely be worth it to double dip because during the DVD heyday, a lot of these DVDs weren't the best quality they could have been. The transfer, the process, the mastering process, a lot of the stuff is half-assed, which is why on Blu-ray, a lot of stuff is getting like close, detailed attention, especially a lot of this animated stuff. The Disney re-releases and just animation in general. And Warner Brothers is okay about their, I guess, restoration when it comes to any of the catalog. And I think Batman Beyond is, hopefully they're giving it the attention it deserves. And
like, I think it's cool. I think it's cool that like it matches the other box set. Like I'm not a Funko guy. Like I've got a couple, but I don't like collect. But I think it's cool that it's coming with the little Funko.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. I know it's gonna look good on my shelf next to the other one. Like in my mind, I'm like, this is gonna look good. They're gonna look good together. It's like right now I've got the animated series beside the 60s series because they're real big. Like they're like the same size. They look good on the shelf. Just each other. So if like Batman Beyond was the next one and it was small, like kill myself. Like I don't know what I'd do. It would look bad. So these are things that normal people
most definitely.
Yeah, they're just like, who cares?
In the collector's world, I think we're tame as far as that goes.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's gonna look good. Because I went to Target yesterday and they had the like not gift set version. It's like just the like part of me that's like, you know, that's normal sized. Maybe that would have looked better. Definitely would have been cheaper. And I'm like, you know,
you already have it. Don't pull the trigger.
I'm like, maybe Amazon will let me return it this time if I send them a nice one.
A year later.
Yeah, like listen, I told you.
All right,
yeah,
man. Look,
got more votes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Let's man. I'm gonna let y'all steer the direction of the main event. The big Hall H. This is the Rec League Hall H Saturday night. The little company called Marvel had some announcements. I have a minor bone to pick, but because they announced like 5 movies. They announced the complete Phase 4 slate. They announced like 5 movies and like 4, 5, or 6 Disney Plus shows. And basically, if you don't watch, this is my bone. If you don't watch these Disney Plus shows, you might be lost for movies that come after. It was Black Widow. It was The Eternals, Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange, and Thor. I'm completely not giving the full title. And then the shows were Loki, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Want to give that full title. What If?
Created.
Hawkeye, and I feel like there's one more that I'm spacing.
WandaVision.
There you go, WandaVision, the I Love Lucy of the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Nick, go ahead.
I got nothing to say about Marvel. I don't care. Batman Beyond.
Crap. Oh crap.
Okay, and it like what sucked is what I was talking like right around the time Marvel took the stage, I started having Instagram problems. So I was like only seeing it as they posted it, maybe like 10 minutes later. I'm like looking at just title cards and I'm like, Blade, like I'm like freaking out. Like I was like, what? I'm trying to get my news. But I don't know. It was just clearly the most hyped thing of Comic-Con. Like it's just like I think everybody, it, you know, really shows you just how much Marvel is killing it. Like 11 years, and we're still like on bated breath. Like what are they gonna do next? Like following Endgame, like we're and these were all things. Like what's even more impressive, these were all things like we kind of knew were coming out for the most part. At least, like we knew we were getting a Black Widow movie. We knew there was a Doctor Strange sequel coming at some point. But like actually just having them just announce it one by one, timeline, like like you're gonna have to watch them in that order. It's thick. Like there's just nothing. Like it shows how much Kevin Feige like knows that audience. Like you watch the videos of him like announcing stuff, like he knows that it's like surpassed like the dorkiness. Like he's like there's nothing about this that isn't cool.
Yeah.
Let's just book it for all it's worth. Like everybody is like hook, line, and sinker just into this. We're gonna make a TV show about Hawkeye, and that's gonna be exciting news in 2018. The early 2000s, that would have been nothing. I would have been like, wow, thank you so much.
Legolas.
Thank you. Wow. But like now, it's like I can't wait. I'm like, holy shit. He's probably gonna retire. Like probably last time we're gonna see him, train someone new. But like seeing it one by one and then actually reading the synopses and stuff, the movies are gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
That's what I take. Like this phase, like the movies are gonna be more like cosmic, more weird. I love that. I've always I don't know, I'm a sucker for all the cosmic kind of stuff in the MCU. Like I love the Thor movies, I think, more than most people do. I like Doctor Strange, I love Guardians, like that weird, like so it seems like but I think I'm most curious about the Doctor Strange sequel. Just like what are they gonna do in that and like what is that gonna introduce the multiverse of madness.
Yeah, just based on that subtitle, man, Doctor Strange better give me nightmares.
Yeah, and they're saying like it's going to be the first kind of scary MCU movie
Mm-hmm.
with, I guess, New Mutants and just suck one, I guess. One.
Yeah, it doesn't
But-
count.
They didn't even wink at that. They didn't
No.
even, like he said the word mutants once.
There was no Fox panel. There was nothing like, hey, the Fox section is doing this.
They had their own little booth like outside of Hollywood.
Remember us?
Uber in theaters, but yeah, like it's just wild. Like even I had like limited access to it, like when it was happening, and it was still just far and away the most. It was the biggest thing at Comic-Con, like
For sure.
like, just like mic drop. Like it was like, fuck you, DC.
Yeah, they messed
like,
up.
That was such a huge L that DC didn't do anything for Comic-Con. Like nothing.
Right,
They
like
didn't have to do a lot.
A Birds of Prey trailer teaser on Thursday would have been enough.
Or like a new Joker trailer, something. Like they didn't have to do much.
Yeah.
And I guess we get those things regardless. But it just, I don't know. San Diego Comic-Con just builds hype for things like that. Like it just does.
I
Like,
think
what
they're
is that?
banking on next year having like some kind of Batman Suicide Squad footage that they think they're just gonna own that Saturday. But we'll see.
There could have been something. Like next year, like they could have shown something. Joker is coming out in October. I'm not even like they could have gotten the hype for that just a little.
Dude, like
To me that just seems like a massive.
the hype train for Joker is starting to like build it up to be this like big like artsy festival darling that I'm gonna see it no matter what. But it just the way that the hype is rolling out for Joker, it just doesn't sound like they wanted to show that at a big geek party.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
I know.
Like, like they've got that movie The Kitchen coming out. Like people, I don't think realize it's based on a DC property.
Yeah.
They could have shown you something with that, but they just didn't. And I'm like, how do you not? It's like you could have talked about Robert Pattinson being excited or not excited or existing. Like you could have done anything.
That was like all the ammunition I think they had for Comic-Con in April. So they were just like, let's announce this now and skip Comic-Con.
Dumb. But it was like especially dumb because Marvel just came in and just swept. Like they were just like, and bulldozer. Like
Yep.
I don't know. It's like Marvel is always prepared. Like they're always a step ahead and they know where they're going. And that's why it's just
What?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
that was
Nick's home falling apart aside, I think of all the movies announced, I don't know why, because everything sounds like big, huge, and unknown. I'm most excited for Shang-Chi. I just want to see how Marvel is gonna make a kung fu movie,
Yeah.
and whether Kingsley comes back or not. I think the Mandarin deserves his just due. And then for Disney Plus shows, I just want to see What If. Just like the alternate situations they could come up with just sound cool. Jeffrey Wright is dope in everything he does. Plus it's going to be animated. And then like actors are coming back to voice these characters.
yeah. I think show wise, I think like Falcon and the Winter Soldier just seems like with those characters going forward, I think might have the most to say. Like I'm like, oh well, I kind of want to see what's next.
Yeah.
Especially pictures of Zemo and stuff that have already come out. Like I'm already like kind of see where they go with that. Whereas like WandaVision, I feel like is gonna be a prequel.
Probably.
Don't know how much I care about that. Like I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how much I care about them because when that would have to be set between Civil War and Infinity War, right? Because they weren't in love before Civil War or during Civil War. Next time we see them in Infinity War, they're shacked up. So I'm like, it's got to be like that little.
It's smack dab right after they beat Ultron.
And I'm like,
I think what's dope with the integration of Disney Plus and theatrical is that I feel like this is what they wanted to do with Netflix, and then it just like clusterfuck imploded, and they couldn't agree with the TV stuff. But like Feige seems to have a lock on these shows, so they can cross over characters. Kate Bishop post the Hawkeye show end up in like Avengers 5 or whatever. That's the hope. Eric, what you think?
Gonna be a little long-winded on this one, just a tad. So the thing is, Nick, you mentioned how Marvel Studios seems to be just extremely organized, right? And they are definitely, and that's been one of their biggest strengths. Now, let me tell you, going to the Warner Brother things, I think them not doing anything shows their improvement on patience. Because ultimately what ruined them in the beginning is trying to play catch up. Sure. And they screwed how do you mess up Justice League? I'll tell you how having too many cooks in the kitchen, cooking the same meal, trying to pour their favorite ingredient into all of it, and it comes out this big cluster. They're doing better, in my opinion, like with Aquaman, even Shazam, and they're doing...
Between Justice League and Aquaman, I originally, like when Justice League came out, I remember being like, God, that's too long. Like they're done. And then by the time Aquaman came and like some of that Justice League like hatred died down, I was
dissipated.
Probably a really good idea.
Yeah. But yeah, and I was am I back? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So yeah, I'm ready.
You was talking about DC or their patience or Marvel or
their patience.
Excellent. So what was I talking about? Yeah, I was saying how so they didn't have anything at the Comic-Con, and they're learning how. So they have Wonder Woman 2 coming out, and they made the Batman announcement. So I think they want to put a little more together, and then come at it like Marvel Studios did. And there is a Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. More and more stuff comes out. Now think about this.
Files theme song plays.
Think about this. Henry Cavill, in the theatrical version of Justice League, almost all of his scenes are reshoots. So you telling me Zack Snyder didn't shoot anything with Henry Cavill?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look at me. But it's just all of this footage is coming out, and I'll tag you on some stuff, and the storyboard artist coming out on it. But anyway, they screwed that up. So I just wanted to talk about that. It looks like Warner Brothers is getting better that way with organization. They just rushed. And so anyway, the Marvel Studios, you mentioned Doctor Strange and saying it's going to be real scary. They mentioned one word in particular. I don't think you said. They said horror, as in it's going to be your first horror movie in the MCU, which is interesting. And that brings me to
that's crazy.
You mentioned the character's name, but we didn't stick on it. And I'm curious about Blade.
Yeah. I didn't know if you were saving that for like a.
And what I'm curious about is, well, first of all, I love the casting of Ursula Ali. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious about, now that they mentioned Doctor Strange is going to be horror-esque, I'm curious about the tone of Blade and what it's going to be. And they technically didn't specify if it was going to be a Disney Plus show or a movie. I'm leaning. Yeah. It has to be a movie. I'm leaning toward. Right. But the thing is, where are they going with the tone? Still, what, 22 movies in so far? There's been no R-rated MCU movies. And even with hell, even with the TV show that lasted only one season, it was a very hard. I think it was TVMA, if I'm not mistaken, but it was quite violent. And the movies, obviously.
Oh, the Blade show.
Yeah.
And the movies were rated R with Wesley. So I'm curious what they're gonna do tone wise with that. And
yeah, I think the early on, like the rumors were that Black Widow was gonna be like the first R-rated movie to test the waters, but I think Feige might have like already killed that.
I really don't. I don't see them ever making an R-rated MCU movie. Maybe if they do it with anybody, Deadpool, if he comes back.
It'll have to be. But they'll probably release that on a subsidiary or whatever you call it movie. It won't be. Yeah, that Marvel Studios won't be the first logo to show up, but it'll be like the third, second or third. But you mentioned Hawkeye, and there's the word floating around. It's gonna be based around his Ronin character doing what he's doing in between Infinity War and Endgame.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like that would be good.
If that's true, that makes that show automatically more interesting.
That's what I was hoping too. Like, I want something that's coming out to take place like within that 5-year gap.
Right. And it's been confirmed, and we all knew it, but it's been confirmed that Loki, the events, what happened with him in Endgame is setting up his TV show, Loki. And
sure, that would be a mid-credit scene or something in Endgame. Like, I was like, because that was the only thing, like, the rest of the movie, I was like, we're going to talk about how he just disappeared. He's, like, the only people that could do something by disappearing like that.
Right.
Like, he's going to fuck up the whole storyline. Like, he's one of the only people that could do that.
That one scene was basically, I guess, a backdoor pilot for his show.
Yeah.
Like, oh, here's how it starts. And then that's why they never mentioned him again, because they don't have to into the show. But now, Marvel Studios, like you said, Nick, about and whatever phase it was when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, I think that was one of the phase 2, one of the best moves that they made, because people weren't familiar with them, and then it came out and it took the MCU into the universe, the galaxy.
Yeah.
We can do basically whatever we want now.
Right, and
it works.
And I imagine if they didn't do that, the MCU would have stalled and started to falter. But that it just boosted them up even more. And with the internals, and they know that they can do it, and like you said, go crazy with it. And why wouldn't they? I mean, at this point. So
you got Ant-Man movies just making non-stop. It's like they know that they're gonna we can do whatever we want.
And
Marvel, like it's like people, like non-comic book people, they might act like they do. They don't know who these characters are prior to these movies.
No.
Like, a lot of people, they knew nothing about Captain Marvel going into it, and that's fine. But it's whatever. Doctor Strange, same way. Like you gotta see it with people. They're excited no matter what. They're excited for the movie. So Marvel do whatever if they've got the Marvel Studios logo attached to it.
Yeah, that's true, and they know that
property that they're introducing. Like, hey, here's our new thing. Hasn't been around for 40 years.
That's true. Just a little under 15.
Yeah.
I don't know if you all have been paying attention. They've quietly been releasing the release dates of the Phase 5 movies.
No.
And,
well, I heard Blade. I've heard that Blade probably won't take place until Phase 5. People like. Sorry, here's 5 ways they can introduce Blade. Here's the first 5 movies of Phase 5. If Blade is, and it's just like.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Captain Marvel 2 release date is going to be 2022, May 6th, and I'm not sure if that's in the Phase 4 or Phase 5, but that's the release date. And it was another movie I saw.
From what I understand, Kevin Feige closed out. It was like, hey, this is Phase 4. Like, supposedly it's complete Phase 4, but we didn't even have time to mention Captain Marvel 2, Black Panther 2, Guardians 3,
Black Panther 2,
Fantastic
February
4, Mutants.
2022.
He said
Right.
mutants because it might not be X-Men.
New Mutants.
Oh, yeah.
We're on it. We're
And
excited.
supposedly there's going to be another butt ton of news at D23 next month. Maybe that'll be Phase 5. We'll get a Blade date and all of that. Or I don't know.
Mutants.
But the great thing is I don't know if, like I said, I saw the dates. I don't know if it's official. And, but it sounds about right to be that it could be true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool that they're putting them out because, like, Marvel movies have been kind of all over the place the last couple of years. It kind of, unless I'm remembering wrong, which might be. It's like Black Widow's coming out in May. Like, it's going to be the summer kickoff movie, and then there's a movie coming out in November. Like, they're going back to, like, how in my mind it makes sense. Like, 'cause that used to be, like, it was like summer kickoff movie in May, and then they'd have maybe another one in the middle of summer or, like, in November.
Yeah.
Now they got them coming out in, like, February and March. Doesn't matter because it's Marvel. But, like, to me in my head, I'm like, these are weird release dates. April 27th. Coming at you. And I'm like, I guess. It should be okay. But I guess it doesn't matter. Again, Marvel can do whatever they want. It's, like, infallible. So
Yeah. And also what I like you said about the mutants, it might not be X-Men or New Mutants, is that they could just take their time. I'm glad they're taking their time on it. Because imagine getting that and like, oh, we gotta do something in the next year, or people will be just like take your time.
What they did with Spider-Man. Like they were like not that they screwed that up or anything, but it was like as soon as they got the rights to Spider-Man, they were like, we have to put him in the next movie.
Yeah,
that's already filmed.
That's a unique deal they had with Sony.
Yeah,
and actually after Far From Home, that deal ended, but it's gonna be re-upped. Obviously, that's just
that money. They just made $1 billion.
Yeah,
right.
They want to keep that.
And there's a deeper reason, and speaking of that, in the deal where more than just artistic, why Mary Jane is not in it, why Harry Osborn is not in it, and why it's Michelle Jones instead of Mary Jane. It's a lot of contract details why they're doing it like that. In case that deal lapses, those characters will be in limbo. So that's why they're not. It's all just business, boring business. But
Harry Osborn.
Stupid Sony.
We're never gonna get a Harry Osborn ever.
From the way that it's going, maybe not. Because Sony is protecting.
Guess I don't care.
For their own stupid Spider-Verse with no Spider-Man.
Right. Oh, there's a reason why Aunt May is younger and hot instead of the older, traditional described Aunt May.
Nobody's complaining about that.
Oh, nobody's not at all. That's one of the best. Yeah, but it's real interesting if you look at how that deal is worked out, because basically MCU is paying to make those movies, but Sony is technically reaping most of the rewards from it.
Yeah, it's a genius deal.
Yeah.
It
Here, Disney, don't cast an old lady.
If you in Uncle Ben once, this deal is done.
It's basically, yeah. And but mention it without mentioning it. But the thing is, none of this probably would have happened without the hack. Without the Sony hack.
Thank you, stupid trolls.
Hey, trolls.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen smokes weed in their offices, and Disney got Spider-Man.
Yeah. But yeah, Marvel Studios is pretty much, I guess you could say, unstoppable. It's pretty much nothing much.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I mentioned Warner Brothers and their DCEU, and I mentioned too many cooks in the kitchen, and that was one of the biggest problems. They don't have a Kevin Feige guy.
Yeah.
It's so blatantly apparent that they don't. When you watch Kevin Feige at Comic-Con, like, clearly the
man.
Master, he's just he knows it's not
perfect.
He knows people are going to eat it up. Like he's just like, we didn't mention Fantastic Four. It's like
That's the perfect example. The ringmaster. I mean, man, they tried to make Zack Snyder that guy.
Yeah,
and
you can't let a director oversee a whole universe.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's more consistent, but it probably wouldn't have been
right.
And then I think they tried to have Jeff Johns kind of like sneak in there, and I don't think he's involved anymore.
Out, plugging them in, they should have. And yeah, you can't just. But they're getting better, like I mentioned it, obviously. But unfortunately, they're getting better because they're being reactive, and they weren't proactive at first. They were.
As long as they've scrapped the trench.
What's that?
As long as they've scrapped the trench.
It's like every movie that comes out, they're like, well, we're gonna make. It's like Suicide Squad.
Here's 20 spinoffs.
And instead of just being like, okay, this made a lot of money, but people didn't love it. Instead, they're like, well, there's gonna be a Jared Leto solo movie. There's gonna be a Harley Quinn solo movie. There's gonna be a Joker and Harley Quinn movie. It's like, don't need that. Don't need that.
And Deadshot.
We give us that. So work on.
Yeah.
And like now, it's like Eric said, it's like they're better now. Like Aquaman was fun. I thought Shazam was great. I rewatched Shazam the other day, and it was great.
It's amazing.
And like Birds of Prey is coming out. Like that might be good. I don't know. Wonder Woman is going to be a hit. So it's like I want them to just keep going on the train they're going on, but they're probably it's gonna implode
somewhere.
And it's always, for everything we name is wrong. Like MCU, we know they've had their I guess not trouble, but little situations with the filmmakers. But they do that either in pre-production or before. You know what I mean? Now look at Suicide Squad, Justice League, those movies, and there's a reason why Guardians of the Galaxy, and outside of the comic book movies, Guardians of the Galaxy and Baby Driver. There's a reason why the music works in those movies, because the song specifically was written into the script to be part of the scene.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad, you could tell that was an afterthought with those songs.
This is a trendy song. Throw it in there.
There's Seven Nation Army for some reason while they're like getting their weapons. It's like, I guess
it's not organic. It's not natural. You could tell it was it works for them. What we do?
Harley Quinn. This one's a super freak. And
it got to the point to where it was really annoying. And to me, when I was in theaters, I'm like, man, this is
I won't lie. I bought Suicide Squad in the theater twice. I had already had tickets to see it 2 times. Like, I bought it in the theater. I was like, this is kind of really fun. It wasn't until I got home, like when I bought it and like watched it,
and then
that I started noticing it's like an editing nightmare.
Yeah.
Like the whole little scene, like right before they get them all together, like get them out of their cells and like Glitch or whatever, like escapes or whatever. If you just watch that scene by itself, you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Because, like, cut it all up. And she's speaking some weird language and out of nowhere, and it's like she starts stabbing the heart with the pencil.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. And I was like, I either didn't notice that in the theater, I don't know. But
and you start to notice, Randy and I were talking about David Ayer, another movie, but David Ayer, to his credit, mentioned one major mistake he made by not making Joker the main villain.
Yeah.
Instead, we have some hula hooping witch who can't act.
Pop locking Enchantress.
And I was looking at the screen time for all of the live action Jokers in the Batman movies. Jared Leto is only in Suicide Squad for 8 minutes.
Yep. And that's why, like, that's another reason people shit on his interpretation of the Joker.
None of it is there.
Yeah.
Because he's not in the movie. Like, like, he's only in little scenes. He doesn't do enough for me to be like, dude, that was trash.
Right.
The trailers more than he was in the movie.
Yeah.
And but I
Because
keep
it's Joker.
going
You sell
over.
the Joker. You sell tickets.
Yeah, and no, but keep going over to DCEU because it's like the do's and don'ts of superhero movies. And I mentioned MCU. They had trouble with I think it was I forget who was supposed to direct Thor: The Dark World
Patty
first.
Jenkins.
It's Patty Jenkins, yeah, because she did Wonder Woman.
Yep.
And it was to the point where Natalie Portman was almost done with MCU, and she's obviously back. But yeah,
That's why I'm not excited for her as Mighty Thor, whatever they're gonna call her, once she takes over the hammer. What if they make a decision directing behind the scenes something that she doesn't like? She's gonna bail.
Yeah, I think they probably worked something into the contract because of that.
I hope so.
Like people are like airtight with their contract. Where it's like, if you leave, we're gonna kill you.
But no, it's I would be surprised if MCU. But yeah, but the thing is, you look at the unconventional choices of the Russo brothers. These dudes came from sitcom comedy, and
nobody acknowledges that they directed You, Me, and Dupree.
Yep, they did.
And that's crazy.
Classic.
Yeah.
The Owen Wilson classic.
I'm still curious what their sales pitch was for Civil War. That was the first one. Right?
You look at the director's slate for these new movies, and it's mostly smaller, kind of like indie directors. Taika Waititi for Thor was a kind of real bizarre choice.
Yeah.
Now it's like...
It turns out one of the greatest choices they ever made.
That dude destroyed that. It's like...
Yeah.
Blanking. What's his name that did Guardians?
James Gunn.
James Gunn.
There we go. It's like you look at his filmography and it's like, I guess.
Slither.
Now it's like,
then
every day that he did
that.
Made it weird.
And it's like I was saying with the songs, James Gunn mentions for both movies, both Guardians movies, every single song that he wrote into the script, they were able to get. And it was approved. And
I like Guardians 2 more than most people. I thought the music, even more than one, it was like the music was weaved in. Like, but he said he picked a couple songs that were less like huge, just because he knew they would fit the scenes and stuff. And
I can't wait to see what's on this Zune in Volume 3.
Yeah, that's right. That kind of went under the radar.
Speaking, since we're on that, has anyone seen the deleted scene that's making the rounds from
taking a knee?
Yeah.
Are we talking about what Gamora did, or are we just talking about the scene?
I'm talking about what Gamora did. I wasn't nuts about the scene. Other than that, I was like...
Yeah, it was cool. I'm not losing my shit because she walked away. Like, she's from 2014 and has no idea who these people are.
What's happening. Yeah.
No, but it does... Her being from the past, or I didn't know. Like, I was like, that means she's still alive, like, here? Or did she, like... Was it like that meme thing of the guy just going... And she just like this. I was like, I can't stay here. I gotta go back.
Right. But yeah, that's
Eve. Even though they didn't keep it in the movie, that kind of blows the door open on what Guardians 3 might be about.
Yeah, she didn't.
Makes me wonder why they didn't keep it in.
She didn't get snapped away. Star-Lord was looking for her, couldn't find her.
Yeah.
So Volume 3 could just be the hunt for her, searching for her, and James Gunn supposedly already has the inside knowledge that Thor: Love and Thunder takes place before Volume 3.
Right. And that speaks to I'm sorry, that speaks to another thing of how far ahead they plan. Jake Gyllenhaal was having an interview, and he spoke on knowing. He said, yeah, when I got hired, he said that he was hired way before a lot of people knew he was. And he said he knew about what was going to happen in Infinity War and Endgame. I'm like, man, that was...
Might have walking around with that knowledge in your head. Like,
right.
Mahershala Ali already knows what happens in 2026.
I wouldn't be surprised. What's her name? She plays the agent, partner of Fury.
Maria Hill?
Kobe
Maria
Smulders? Hill. Kobe Smulders was on, this is for Far From Home, when they were on, I think Kimmel or Fallon, Jimmy Fallon. And she was talking about the funeral scene. like everybody was there, and she said it was weird because she saw the Black Panther crew, but that was filmed before the Black Panther movie came out.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
Put the timelines again. I'm like, man, Black Panther came out
a year and a half,
2018, at the beginning of the year, and I'm like, so how far ahead, are these things happening and being filmed, and that just shows you how together
they're so confident, like to have that kind of your brand that you're just like, Black Panther's gonna hit. It's gonna be great. It's gonna matter that these characters are here.
Right.
Who are these people?
Yeah.
And even Captain Marvel, Brie Larson shot an Endgame before she shot Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Which is
her hair's longer in Captain Marvel. But I'd read that. I don't know if it's true, but like the whole take a knee thing, I read somewhere that they were going to put that in instead of the funeral.
That's the thing, that versus the funeral. What do you all think?
They put the funeral.
Yeah, I kind of like what they did.
The touch corny.
Yeah, it is.
But I think seeing Gamora leave, even though it's not like mind blowing, it's just kind of weird that they didn't leave that in the movie.
Yeah, because in the movie, the theatrical version, we don't know if she got snapped away or like Randy said. And in this one, you see her walk away at least.
She's like, I'm making my way downtown.
But then again, also it lends to the mystery of, did she get snapped away or did she just leave? Because you see Star-Lord looking for her on a map.
Yep.
So,
and then there's the debate over whose ship it is, who's the captain of the ship.
Yeah.
Do we want Guardians 3 to be as Guardians?
I don't want it to be titled As Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, but I want Thor in it.
Right. I want Thor in it. I don't think he needs to be in it the whole movie. Yeah. I think it'd be like a cute little, just like...
Yeah, that probably got scrapped I guess, when Thor 4 got announced.
Love and Thunder.
Yes, that's my nickname in high school.
Title, or the worst title ever or the best title?
I love it. I love the font. I love the title.
Like, yeah, I'm kind of like...
It still speaks to that tone.
Yeah. It fits Taika Waititi and what his, stamp on the Thor movies are going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But Love and Thunder sounds like it should maybe come out Valentine's Day.
I'm thinking it's going to be another, like, really funny
Oh, yeah.
Thor.
No question.
The thing, they made it sound just kind of like the next Thor, but I'm like, they're going to take Love and Thunder, and they're going to, like, do a lot of funny shit.
We're going to see Natalie Portman and Tessa Thompson just wreck shop, and Hemsworth is going to be a supporting guy.
Yeah.
I have no idea if that's true.
Also with Blade, like, going back to Blade, do we think vampires are going to get introduced, like, definitively before that movie, like in the Multiverse of Madness, or do we think Blade is going to be its own thing?
They got a hint.
That's that's a good question.
At least a post-credit scene in whatever comes out before.
I always thought, like, when they announced, apparently at one point when they were doing Blade Trinity, I think it was, they wanted to put Morbius in as a villain, and then that worked.
Sony was just like...
Yeah.
And now that I always thought, like, if they ever put Morbius in a movie with Spider-Man or something, that would be a great way to introduce Blade.
Sony's doing their Jared Leto.
Morbius, but I thought, well, maybe Sony has some kind of weird Blade, but apparently not. I still think you have an established vampire and an established vampire hunter.
Yeah.
Great thing to do. Which makes me start thinking we really need to get the Sony universe and the Marvel universe. Just put Venom in a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, but Sony got that grip. I don't think it'll ever happen.
It just seems so dumb.
Sony needs to pull a Fox and just sell terrible. Everything.
Yeah.
Is there any...
like they won't definitively say it that they're not part of it, but in case it does, but I don't see it happening.
Like a dumb idea.
Yeah.
Having a solo Joker movie with no Batman. It just seems like a DC idea, not a Marvel. Mm-hmm. But whatever.
But yeah, it's But the question with the vampires, my opinion is everything like that. I have something to do with the multiverse and Doctor Strange, and because that opens up, and with the mutants, X-Men, that opens up the whole different.
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
Like introducing mutants is just gonna be impossible at this point without a lot of time. I'm like, but you're gonna introduce vampires? Like vampires have been around this whole time.
Right. So it has to be multiverse. Like, oh yeah, they won't him.
I'm like, you can start saying such and such is a mutant, and I'd be like, oh, this whole time he's been a mutant. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You say anybody's been a vampire, I'm gonna be like, bullshit.
And I like the idea. Well, people talk the crap about Captain Marvel movie and all that. It was okay, but I like that the Skrulls were introduced, and I like the people don't like to admit the twist with the Skrulls, that they turn out to be good. And that the Skrulls are now in the MCU. I like with the Far From Home thing. That explains a lot of plot holes. And well, we get the Avengers. Oh, I don't know the Avengers because I'm not really,
Yeah.
I'm not really Nick Fury. Then at the end, that was great. Well, you're gonna have to tell them what happened. That was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is there anything we didn't touch on that you guys want to bring up before we close it up?
I think got most of it.
Terminator.
Terminator. That's like the only movie that I thought midway that we did back. There should have been a new Terminator trailer, but I think confirming that it's rated R is pretty cool.
Yeah,
for confirming that Edward Furlong is coming back as John Connor is like massive to me. I think it's just cool. It'd be cool to see him in a movie again, like doing that character. Like they're really committed to like turning that franchise around.
Yeah,
which is cool because I've like practically given up on the Terminator franchise. I just feel like we don't need another one, but we're getting another one.
We've got the first two.
Yeah. Also, a lot of TV shows like The Watchmen, pretty exciting.
Yeah. Watchmen looks dope.
So, just a lot of stuff to look forward to.
Mm-hmm. And Terminator, I'm a little more excited about that because I know potential huge spoiler. Which I won't say it, but if it's true, I'm very interested if they had the balls to do that. But numerous sources have reported that it's true. But then again, there have been reshoots.
I've heard, and I don't know if this is a spoiler. I don't think it is. I just think I don't think it matters. I think it makes me. But I've heard that Arnold is playing the Terminator from the first movie, not the second movie.
Now that conflicts with the spoiler that I know.
I have
that he's the Terminator from the second movie.
Yeah.
I heard that he's the Terminator from Genesis.
Okay. I don't know, but I've read that more than once. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah. So actually, the spoiler I know it's a two. No, it's not.
I heard he's the Terminator from Salvation. It wasn't even really him.
I loved another one. Like that was Salvation. I loved in the theater. Like that was maybe just the theater experience. I don't know. I just remember seeing that with a group of people and thinking that fucking ruled. That was awesome. Like the Salvation. And then it was another one when I rewatched at home.
Oh man,
that's the McG syndrome. McG movies are like cool, like in the moment, and then you think about them, and they're not as good as you thought they were.
McG,
and the thing with that,
the whole Christian Bale thing, or yelling.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Hear McG. I see Christian Bale like, McG, are you gonna talk to this prick? And I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go listen to that after this. That was like, do I go? Yeah, just a little too into your character, Christian. But about the speaking of spoilers about Terminator Salvation and Genesis, God dog, that's how you say it. Genesis. No, but Terminator Salvation and Terminator Genesis screwed up the same exact way in the trailers by revealing the thing about the Terminator. Like, what's his name from Avatar and Terminator?
Sam
Salvation?
Worthington.
Who disappeared? What the hell is he?
Doing Avatar 2.
And they revealed in the trailer, Terminator Salvation, that he was the hybrid Terminator, right?
Yeah.
Dummies.
Like, wow, that's an explosive twist.
I mean, come on, that was imagine not knowing that going in, you know. But the bigger one is Terminator Genesis. Mm-hmm. So what has this whole series been about? Protecting John Connor, right? And then we find out John Connor himself is what he was trying to be protected from. He's a Terminator.
It's about robots.
I haven't watched Genesis since the theater.
Me neither.
And I remember watching the movie and thinking, this is fine. And then as soon as I left, I remember thinking, that was stupid. Yeah. Like in the car on the way home, I remember thinking, that was real fun.
But imagine that, not knowing that going in, no matter how good or bad the movie was, that would have been a hell of a twist. But they gave it away in the trailer, the second trailer.
We're like finding out Captain America's Hydra. Whoa, the whole time. He's been Empire. What?
Yeah, but Dark Fate has a tall order.
Yeah.
Because they really after Terminator 2 was just all over it. Somebody had the best description of every movie after Terminator 2. Every movie after Terminator 2 is just expensive fan films.
Yeah.
Kinda.
It's no continuity.
Yeah.
Like 3 to me holds up the worst. Even though it probably isn't the worst, but it just doesn't, like, as a follow-up to 2, it's like,
Google about the writers of Terminator 3. You see why there's a lot of inconsistencies between the names. T-101, it was like, wait a minute, that's not what they were called, and they weren't fans of Terminator. They just got a job to write the movie, and they did. Can't blame them. But,
it made Arnold stop acting for like 8 years. And he became a politician too.
Yeah.
Somehow politics sounds better than doing another Terminator.
Yeah.
But watch Terminator Genesis.
I'm gonna watch them all.
I'm gonna watch them in November.
Like, even though it's just 1 and 2, I'm gonna do what I did with Halloween last year.
Yeah.
Watch them all. So I got them all.
Terminator kind of ruined my October horror-filled thing. Because of work, I can only watch like one movie a day, so I have to start Terminator like way late in October.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, Terminator Dark Fate is I'm glad they're going back to the R, and it's.
For me, it's like there's part of me is just holding out hope. You gotta think, like, you got James Cameron to give you the okay. Linda Hamilton came back. Arnold came back. Edward Furlong's coming back. There's got to be something to it. Like, they all read the script, or whatever.
But then again, James Cameron endorsed Terminator Genesis.
That's true.
Yeah.
I remember this is the best one.
Heavy, yeah.
Like, directed to.
Yeah, he wasn't involved with it, so he got the benefit of the doubt from him. But they must have gave him a nice paycheck or something.
Yeah. Hey, dude, here's some money. Say this is a good movie.
Yeah. We pronounce it.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's it about that. Is because after this, if this is, I think this is it. If this one is not good.
Oh yeah.
It's gotta be. They said of Genesis, they were like, I think we're gonna chill on Terminator movies for a while.
Because they wanted to make that a trilogy.
Yeah.
They wanted to do Terminator Salvation as a trilogy.
Yeah.
Too. So it's just after this, it just wasn't meant to be. Terminator 2 should be just erase the whole history.
In theory, yeah, it should.
Yeah.
But Terminator 1 and 2 are just so good that it's like they're still trying to do it. It's like Alien. Like, they probably shouldn't still be around, but like Alien and Aliens are so good that we're still trying to
exactly
that. But whatever, I'm here for it. We're gonna get my money. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
Halloween, all of it.
But man, very dope, very fun conversation. Anybody out there want to talk Comic-Con, drop a comment, hit a voice message on the audio only, man. We'll come back in 2 weeks, most likely the same crew. And like a month or so ago, Eric wanted to talk about how dope of a year 2009 was. So in the back of my head, that's what we're gonna do next pod, man. When I get back,
1999.
I did say 2009 like a dummy, and that's the year Terminator Salvation came out. I did mean 1999. Yeah, when I come back, something sports, maybe something music, maybe Rec League podcast. Yo, bear with me, bros. I knows that I owes bars. No way to match y'all shit, though. Them bars goes hard. Here's what I got so far. I'm so fucking... Yeah, like, this is try 4. Yo, bear with me, bros. I knows that I owes bars. No way to match y'all shit, though. Them bars goes hard. Here's what I got so far. Put them on the table and show cards. Yo, my rhymes nice. At least most are. They dreamers. We killers. They done nickname me Freddy. All they know is defeat, so they stay acting petty. They ain't ready. Let's see who got the balls to try to best me. They try to catch a spark, but they ain't no Lisa Leslie. I think I stole that line from one of y'all. Arrest me. Find me in the crowd like our test be. Lyrically too meta, till the world see my piece. I shine on these beats. You shine from piece of grease. You dudes trash. Time I snatch your rapping card. Whack rappers come at me fraudulently acting hard. But really, I am my own worst enemy. No Savitar. Naysayers can fuck all the way the fuck off. We ain't talking unless her butt's soft. Then I'm in there like a buzz saw. Now buzz off.